My name is Rick Swanson. I'm the principal at Hingham High School.
My name is Catherine Black. I am a social studies teacher at Hingham High School, and I am also a graduate from Hingham High School of the year 2000.
My name is Andy Hoy, H-O-E-Y. I am the K-12 Director of Social Studies for the Hingham Public Schools, and I also teach a U.S. history class here at Hingham High School.
My name is Jamie Cataldo, and I am a history teacher here at the high school. I teach 10th grade world history and 11th grade American history, and I'm also a former student of Mr. Kirkcaldy, or Kirk as I call him now.
Mr. Kirkcaldy was my AP European history teacher my senior year of high school, and I then came back several years later, and he was instrumental in getting me a part-time and then a full-time position as a history teacher.
I was hired by Jim Kirkcaldy in the spring of 2006.
Being part of a school community that included Jim Kirkcaldy meant that you were part of a place that was full of passion and fun.
Almost daily, he would put something up on the overhead projector, because this was back with overhead projectors at the time. And he would turn it on and would pull the screen down, but then project the image onto the wall or to the ceiling, never projecting onto the actual screen.
He had this really old overhead projector, and it was the kind of overhead projector that had a little door where you'd plug in the light bulb. So one morning before my first period class, he comes into my classroom and he's carrying this overhead projector, and he says something, can I leave this here? Can I drop this off? And I say, okay, sure, I'm setting up. I'm not really thinking much of it.
And when someone would ask him, well, why would you pull the screen down if you're not going to use it? And he said, well, you need the screen when you use the overhead projector.
About halfway through that first class, he walks in and he says something about the overhead projector. I'm still pretty much brand new at teaching. I'm trying to keep focused on the students and what I'm talking about. And I go to hand it to him, and he says, no, plug it in. And he seemed a little upset, at least that's what my perception was.
He came in with this Godzilla doll, and he was just kind of walking around with it, and we didn't really know what he was going to do, and then he pulled down the map.
So I plugged it in, he walked over, he took a quarter out of his pocket, and he dropped it into a little slot that was one of the air vents.
He said something like, okay, Godzilla, now show the kids where the Habsburg Empire was, or something like that. And then he pressed a button and Godzilla's arm flung off and hit the map.
He opened up that little door where the light bulb goes, and he pulled out a Dr. Pepper soda, cracked it open, took a drink, said, thanks very much, walked right out the door without a word.
And it was just so unexpected and so funny and just very Kirk.
His fingerprints are all over this school, particularly in the social studies department. Kirk had a hand in hiring the great majority of our faculty.
I quite literally owe my career to Jim Kirkcaldy. That is not hyperbole to say that I owe him my career, without a doubt.
Kirk was a real mentor to me, not only as a teacher, but inspired me to want to become a department head or a curriculum coordinator.
His reach and the scope of what he does is so wide and impressive. When I taught in Franklin, my department head there taught AP Euro, and he learned how to teach AP Euro from Kirk.
I knew that when I was a student that he was funny and loved history and was genuinely in a good mood, it seemed, almost every day. And one would think that, sort of being on the other side of the desk with him, I might see something else, but that's not the case. He has an unquenchable thirst for history knowledge, genuinely loved getting up in front of the students, never seemed irritated to do so.
He's just, a really wonderful human being and just a wonderful teacher on top of that. And it's been a real joy to know him, to be a student and to work with him.
Kirk, long before I had the good fortune to work with you as principal of Hingham High School, I was lucky to call you a colleague and a friend, and you and I go back for almost 20 years now. And I want to thank you for your friendship, and I want to thank you for everything you've meant to your students and to our school community as a whole.
Kirk, happy retirement. Thank you for everything you've done for me, for all of us, for all of our students, past, present, and future. enjoy this next chapter in your life.